The Tragedy of Macbeth is about to commence. Please ensure all mobile phones are turned to silent.
When shall we three meet again? In thunder, lightning, or in rain? When the hurly-burly's done, and the battle's lost and won.
That will be ere the set of sun. Where the place?
Upon the heath, there to meet Macbeth.
Anon, fair is foul and foul is fair, hover through the fog and filthy air.
What bloodied soldier is that? She can report as seemeth by her plight of the revolt, the newest state.
This is the sergeant, who like a good and hardy soldier fought against my captivity. Hail, brave friend, say to the king the knowledge of the broil, as thou did leave it.
Doubtful it stood, as two sped from misduping their are and choked their are. The merciless MacDonald worthy to be a rebel for to that. The most merciless MacDonald worthy to be a rebel for to that. The multiplying villainies of nature to sworn upon him from the western isles of curds and gallowglass his supply, and fortune on his damned poor smiling. Showed like a rebel's whore, but all's too weak for brave Macbeth. She deserves that name. Sustaining fortune with his brandished steel smoked with bloody execution, till Belor's minion carved out his passage, which never shook hands nor bade farewell to him, till the unseen name would fix his head upon our battlements.
Valiant cousin, worthy sergeant.
As whence the sun gins his reflection, for shipwrecking forms and dire thunders break, so from when that spring whence comfort seems to come, discomfort swells. Mark, King of Scotland, mark, no sooner justice with Belor arms compelled these skipping curs to trust their heels, but the Norwegian lords surveying vantage, with furbished arms and new supplies of men, began a fresh assault.
Dismayed not this, our captains Macbeth and Banquo.
Yes, as spur is the eagle, or hare is the lion. If I say sooth, I must report that the cannons overcharged with double cracks, so they doubly redoubled strokes upon the foe. Except they meant to bathe in reeking wounds and memorize another Golgotha. I cannot tell. But I am faint, my gashes cry for help.
So will thy words become thee as thy wounds. They reek of honour both. Go get her, surgeons. Who comes here?
The worthy Thane of Ross.
God save the king.
Whence camest thou, worthy Thane?
What haste looks through her eyes in which she does speak things strange?
From Fife, great king, where the Norwegian banners flout the sky and fan our people cold. Norway himself with terrible numbers, assisted by that most disloyal traitor, the Thane of Cawdor, began a dismal conflict till that at Bologna's Brugheim lapped in proof confronted him with self-comparisons, point against point rebellious, arm against arm, and to conclude, the victory fell on us.
Great happiness.
That now Sweeney's king, he craves composition, nor would we deign in burial of his men till they dispersed at St. Com's Inch $10,000 to our general use.
No more that Thane of Cawdor shall receive our bosom interest, go pronounce his present death, and with his former title, greet Macbeth.
I'll see it done.
What he hath lost, noble Macbeth hath won.
So foul and fair a day I have not seen.
Hail!
Hail!
Oh,
What are these? I look not like inhabitants of the earth, yet want it. Live you, where you ought, so man may question.
speak, if you can, what are you?
All hail Macbeth, hail to thee, Thane of Glamis.
All hail Macbeth, hail to thee, Thane of Cawdor.
All hail Macbeth, thou shalt be king hereafter.
Good sir, why do you start and seem to fear things that do sound so fair? In the name of truth, are ye fantastical, that indeed which outwardly ye show. My noble partner, you greet professing grace and great prediction of noble havings and of royal woe, as she seems to act withal. To me, you speak not. If you can look into the seeds of time and say which way will grow and which will not, speak them to me. You neither beg nor fear your favours, nor your hate.
Hail!
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 Lesser than Macbeth, and greater.
Not so happy, yet much happier.
Thou shalt get king, so thou be none. So all hail Macbeth and Banquo.
Banquo and Macbeth, all hail.
Stay! You imperfect speakers, tell me more. By Sidon's death I know I am Thane of Glamis, but how of Cawdor? The Thane of Cawdor lives, a prosperous gentleman, and to be king stands not within the prospect of belief, no more than to be Cawdor. Say from whence you owe this strange intelligence, or why upon this blasted heath you stop our way with such prophetic greeting. Speak, I charge you.
The earth has bubbles, as the water has, and these are of them. River, have they vanished?
Into the air in what seemed corporal melted as breath into the wind. Would they have stayed?
For such things here as we do speak about, have we eaten on the insane route that takes a reason prisoner?
Your children shall be kings,
You shall be king,
and Thane of Cawdor too, went you not say.
to the self-same tune of words. Who's there?
The king hath happily received Macbeth, the news of thy success. As thick as hail King push with post, and everyone did bear thy praises in their kingdom's great defence and poured them down before them.
We are sent to give thee from our royal master thanks, only to herald thee into their sight, not pay thee.
In which edition he bade me from them call thee Thane of Cawdor. Hail, most worthy Thane, for it is thine.
What? Can the devil speak true?
The Thane of Cawdor lives. Why do you dress me in borrowed robes?
Who wasn't Thane lives yet, but under heavy judgment he bears that life he deserves to lose. Whether he was combined with those of Norway, or to London rebel with hidden help and advantage, or that with both he laboured in his country's wreck, I know not. But treason's capital, confessed and proved, have overthrown him.
Thanks for your pains. Glance. And Thane of Cawdor, the greatest is behind. Do you not hope your children shall be kings when those that gave the Thane of Cawdor to me promised no less to them?
And trusted homeward in kindred onto the crown. Besides the Thane of Cawdor, it is strange and oftentimes win us to our harm. Principles of darkness tell us truths, rid us with honest choice to betray in deepest consequence. Cousins, a word I pray you.
True truths are told, as happy prologues to the swelling acts of the imperial theme. I thank you, gentlemen. Cannot be ill, cannot be good. If ill, why hath it given me earnest of success commencing in a truth? I am Thane of Cawdor. If good, why do I yield to that suggestion, whose horrid image doth unfix my hair and make my seated heart knock at my ribs against the use of nature? Present fears are less than horrible imaginings. My thought, whose murder yet is but fantastical, shakes so my single state of function is smothered in surmise, and nothing is but what is not.
Look how our partners whacked.
If chance will have me king, why? Chance may crown me without my stir.
New horrors come upon her, like strange garments cleave not to their mould, but in the aid of use.
Come what come may, time and the hour runs through the roughest day.
Worthy Macbeth, we stay upon your leisure.
Give me your favour. My dull brain was wrought with things forgotten. Kind gentlemen, your pains are registered where every day I tend the leaf to read them. Let us toward the king. Think upon what hath chanced, and at more time, the interim having weighed it, let us speak our free hearts to each other.
Very gladly.
Till then, enough. Come, friends.
Is execution done on Cawdor? Are those in commission not yet returned?
My liege, they have not yet come back, but I have spoke with one who saw him die, who did report that, very frankly, he confessed his treasons, implored your highness's pardon and set forth a deep repentance. Nothing in his life became him like believing it, and he died as one that had been studied in his death, to throw away the dearest thing he owed, as for a careless trifle.
There's no art to find the mind's construction in the face. He was a gentleman on whom I built an absolute trust. No more is thy due than more than all can pay.
The service and loyalty I owe in doing it pays itself.
Welcome hither. I have begun to plant thee, and will labour to make thee full of growing, noble backbone, that hast no less deserved. Let me unfold thee and hold thee close to my heart.
There, if I grow, the harvest is your own.
My plenteous joys, wanton of fullness, seek to hide themselves in drops of sorrow. Sons, thanes, kinsmen, and those those whose places are nearest, know that we will establish our estate upon our eldest, Malcolm, who we name hereafter the Prince of Cumberland, which honour must not unaccompanied invest her only, but signs of nobleness like stars shall shine on all deservers from hence to Inverness, and bind us further to you.
The rest is labour, which is not used for you. I'll be myself the harbinger and make joyful the hearing of my wife with your approach. So humbly take my leave.
My worthy Cawdor.
True worthy Banquo. She is full so valiant, and in her commendations I am fed. It is a banquet to me. Let's after her, whose care has gone before to bid us welcome. It is a peerless kinsman.
The Prince of Cumberland. That is a step on which I must fall down, or else I will leap, for in my way it lies. Stars, hide your fires. Let not light see my black and deep desires. The eye wink at the hand, yet let that be which the eye fears when it is done to see.
They met me in the day of success, and I have learned by the perfectest report they have more in them than mortal knowledge. When I burned in desire to question them further, they made themselves errands to which they vanished. Whilst I stood wrapped in the wonders of it, came missives from the king, who all hailed me Thane of Cawdor, by which title before these weird sisters saluted me and referred me to the coming on of time with, Hail King, that shall be. This have I thought it good to deliver thee, my dearest partner in greatness, that thou mightest not lose the dues of rejoicing by being ignorant of what greatness is promised thee. Lay it to thy heart and farewell. Great gods, worthy Cawdor, greater than both by the all hail hereafter, thy letters have transported me beyond this ignorant present, and I feel now the future in the instant.
My dearest love, Duncan comes here tonight.
And when goes hence?
Tomorrow, as they purpose.
Never shall some that warrior see. Your face, my Thane, is as a look where men may read strange matters. To beguile the time, look like the time, bear welcome in your eye, your hand, your tongue. Look like the innocent flower, but be the serpent under it. Garms thou art, and Cawdor, and shalt be what thou art promised. Yet do I fear thy nature. It is too full of the milk of human kindness to catch the nearest way. Thou wouldst be great, art not without ambition, but without the illness should attend it. What thou wouldst highly, that wouldst thou holily, wouldst not play false, and yet wouldst wrongly win. Thou dost have great glance, that which cries, thus thou must do, if thou have it, and that which thou dost rather fear to do, than wishes should be undone. Hie thee hither, that I may pour my spirits in thine ear and chastise with the valour of my tongue all that impedes thee from the golden round, which fate and metaphysical aid doth seem to have thee crowned withal. He that's coming must be provided for. You shall put all this night's great business into my dispatch, which shall to all our nights and days to come give solely sovereign sway and master.
We will speak further.
Only look up clear. To alter favour ever is to fear. Leave all the rest to me. The raven herself is hoarse, that croaks the fatal entrance of Duncan under my battlements. Come, you spirits, that tend on mortal thoughts. Unsex me here and fill me from the crown to the toe top full of direst cruelty. Make thick my blood, stop up the access and passage to remorse, that no compunctious visitings of nature may shake my fell purpose, nor keep peace between the effect and it. Come to my women's breast and take my milk for gall, you murdering ministers, wherever in your sightless substances you wait on nature's mischief. Come, take light, and pall thee in the dullest smoke of hell, that my keen knife see not the wound it makes, nor heaven peep through the blanket of the dark to cry, hold, hold.
Love that follows us sometimes is our trouble, which we still find as love. Fair and noble hostess, we are your guests tonight.
All our service, and every point twice done and then done double, for poor and single business do contend against those others. Deep and broad wherewith your majesty loads our house, for those of old and the late dignities heaped up to them, we rest your hand.
Give me your hand. Conduct me to mine host, we love him highly. We'll continue our graces towards him. By your leave, hostess.
If it were done when 'tis done, then 'twere well it were done quickly. If the assassination could trammel up the consequence, and catch with his surceased success, that but this blow might just be the be-all and the end-all here. But here, upon this bank and shoal of time, will jump the life to come. But in these cases we still have judgment here, that we but teach bloody instructions which, being taught, return to plague the inventor. This even-handed justice commends the ingredients of our poison chalice to our own lips. They're here in double trust. First, as I am their kinsman and their subject, strong both against the deed. Then, as their host, who should against their murderer shut the door, not bear the knife myself. Besides, this Duncan hath borne their faculties so meek, hath been so clear in their great office that their virtues will plead like angels, trumpet-tongued against the deep damnation of their taking off. And pity, like a naked, newborn babe striding the blast, or heaven's cherubim horsed upon the sightless couriers of the air, shall blow the horrid deed in every eye that tears shall drown the wind. I have no spur to prick the size of my intent, but only vaulting ambition, which o'erleaps itself and falls on the other. How now, what news?
They have almost supped. Why have you left the chamber?
If they ask me,
Know you not? Yes?
We will proceed no further in this business. They have honoured me of late, and I have brought golden opinions from all sorts of people, which will be worn now in their newest gloss, not cast aside so soon.
Was the hope drunk? Wherein you dressed yourself? Have it slept since? And wakes it now, to look so green and pale at what it did so freely. From this time such I account thy love. Art thou afeard to be the same in thine own act of valour, as thou art in desire? Wouldst thou have that which thou esteemest the ornament of life, and of a coward, in thine own esteem, letting I dare not wait upon I would, like the poor cat in the agony?
Prithee, peace! I dare do all that may become a man, who dares do more is none.
What beast was it then that made you break this enterprise to me? When you durst do it, then you were a man. And to be more than what you were, you would be so much more the man. Nor time nor place did then adhere, and yet you would make both. They have made themselves, and that their fitness does unmake you. I have given suck. I know how tender it is to love the babe that milks me. I would, while it was smiling in my face, have plucked my nipple from its boneless gums and dashed the brains out, had I so sworn as you have done to this.
If we should fail,
We fail. Screw your courage to this sticking place, and we will not fail. When Duncan is asleep, where to the rather shall their hard day's journey soundly invite them? Their two chamberlains will lie, with wine and wassail, so convinced that memory, the water of the brain, shall be a fume, and the receipt of reason a limbeck only. When in swinish sleep their drenched natures lie as in a death, what cannot you and I perform on the unguarded Duncan? What not put upon their spongy officers that shall bear the guilt of our great crown?
bring forth men, children only, for thy undaunted metal shall compose nothing but males. Will it not be received when we have marked with blood those sleepy to a therein chamber, and used their very daggers that they have done it?
Who dares receive it ever, as we shall make our greaves and cannel roar upon his death?
I am settled, and bend up each corporal agent to his terrible feet. Away, and mock the time with fairest show. False face must hide what the false heart doth know.
How goes the night, Charles?
The moon is down. I have not heard the clock.
It goes down, Charles.
I take it 'tis later, sir.
Hold. Take my sword. There's husbandry in heaven. Their candle brought up. Take me that too. A heavy summons lies I led upon me. Told not to sleep. Merciful powers restraining me. Cursed force that makes it its way to repose. Give my sword. Who's there?
A friend!
What? So not a rest? The king's bed. I have been an unusual pleasure, and sent forth great largesse to your officers.
Being unprepared, I will become the servant of defect, which I should we have wrought.
All wrong.
Go bid thy mistress. When my drink is ready, she strike upon the bell.
Get free to bed. I dreamt last night. With three real creatures. But you have shown some truth.
I think not of them. Yet when we can entreat an hour to serve, we will spend a little words upon that business if you will grant the time.
I will kindness, sir.
Please to my consent, when 'tis, it shall make honour for you.
While I lose none, seeking to augment it. But I still keep my bosom franchised and allegiance clear. I shall be counted.
Good repose the while.
Thanks, sir. The life's you.
Is this a dagger, which I see before me? The handle towards my hand. Come, let me clutch thee. I have thee not, and yet I see thee still. Art thou not fatal vision, sensible as feeling as to sight? Or art thou but a dagger of the mind, a false creation proceeding from the heat-oppressed brain? I see thee yet, in form as palpable as this which now I draw. Thou marshallest me the way that I was going, and such an instrument I was to use. Mine eyes are made the fools of the other senses, or else worth all the rest. I see thee still, and on thy blade indulging gouts of blood which was not so before. For there's no such thing. It is the bloody business which informs us to mine eyes. Now over the one half-world nature seems dead, and wicked dreams abuse the curtained sleep. Witchcraft celebrates pale Hecate's offerings, and withered murder, alarums by his sentinel, the wolf, whose howls his watch, thus with his stealthy pace, with Tarquin's ravishing strides, towards his design moves like a ghost. Thou sure and firm set earth, hear not my steps, which way they walk, for fear thy very stones prated my whereabout. And take the present horror from the time which now suits with it. Whiles I threat, they live. Words to the heat of deed too cold breath gives. I go, and it is done, the bell invites me. Hear it not, Duncan, for it is a knell that summons thee to heaven or to hell.
That which hath made them drunk hath made me bold. What hath quenched them hath given me fire. Hark! Peace. It was the hour shriek, the fatal bell which gives the sternest good night. She is about it.
Who's there? What? Who?
Alack, I'm afraid they have awaked and 'tis not done. The attempt and not the deed confounds us. Hark, I laid their daggers ready. She could not miss him. Had he not resembled my father as he'd slept, I had done it. My wife.
I've done the deed. Didst thou not hear a noise?
I heard the owl scream and the crickets cry. Did not you speak?
When?
Now.
As I descended?
I.
Hark, who lies in the second chamber?
Malcolm.
Oh, this is a sorry sight.
A foolish ghost says, sorry sight.
There's one did laugh in sleep, and one cried murder that they did wake each other. I stood and heard them, but they did say their prayers and address them again to sleep.
There are two lodged together.
One cried, God bless us and amen, the other as they had seen me with these hangman's hands. Listening their fear, I could not say amen when they did say God bless us.
Consider it not so deeply.
But wherefore could not I pronounce amen? I had most need of blessing, and amen stuck in my throat.
These deeds must not be thought of. After these way so, it will make us mad.
Methought I heard a voice cry, sleep no more, Macbeth does murder sleep.
The innocent
Sleep that lifts up the reverend sleeve of hair, the death of each day's life, sore labour's path, balm of hurt minds, great nature's setting course, chief nourisher in life's feast.
What do you mean?
Still it cried, sleep no more, to all the house. Plants have murdered sleep, and therefore Cawdor shall sleep no more, Macbeth shall sleep no more.
Who was it that thus cried? Why, worthy Thane, you do unbend your noble strength to think so brainsically of things. Go get some water, and wash this filthy witness from your hand. Why did you bring these daggers from the place? They must lie there. Go carry them and smear the sleepy grooms with blood.
I'll go no more. I am afraid to think of what I have done, but once again I dare not.
Infirm of purpose. Give me the daggers. The sleeping and the dead are but as pictures. 'Tis the eye of childhood that fears the painted devil. If you do bleed, I'll smear the faces of the grooms with all, for it must seem their guilt.
Whence is that knocking? How is with me when every noise applauds me? What hands are here? Ha! They pluck out mine eyes. Will all great Neptune's ocean wash this blood queen from my hand? No, it's my hand, or rather the multitudinous season incarnate in making the green one red.
My hands are of your colour, yet ashamed to our hearts so white. I hear nothing. Retire we to our chambers. A little water clears us of this deed. How easy it is then. Your constancy hath left you unattended. Hark not knocking. Get on your nightgown, lest occasion call us and show us to be watchers. Be not lost so poorly in your thoughts.
To know my deed, 'twere best not know myself. Wait, Duncan, with thy knocking! I would thou couldst!
Indeed. If a man were the porter of Hellgate, he should have all turning the key.
Not in the name of Beelzebub. He's a farmer who hanged himself on the expectation of plenty. Come in time. Have napkins and know about you. Here you'll sweat for it.
Come on, who's there in the devil's name? Faith, here's an equivocator who could swear in the scale against either scale, who committed treason enough for heaven's sake, but could not equivocate to heaven. Oh, come in, equivocator.
Oh, who's there? Faith, here's an English tailor for stealing out of French hose. Come in, tailor. Here you may roast your goose.
What are you? But this place is too cold for hell. I'll double water it no further. Oh, no, I pray you! Remember the porter!
Was it so late, friend? He went to bed. That you lie so late. What three things does drink especially provoke? What three things does drink especially provoke? I believe drink indeed did I last night. Is our master stirring? We await him. Here he comes.
Good morning, sir.
The very wall. Not yet.
It's commanded to call down on him. I've almost lived the hour.
I'll bring you to that.
I know this is a joyful trouble to you, but yet just one.
The labour we delight in visits pain. This is the door.
I'm to go for this my limited service.
Goes the king hence today?
They do. They did appoint so.
The night has been unruly. Where we lay, our chimneys have been blown down. And as they say, limbed hair in the air. Strange screams of death and prophesying with accent terrible. Of dire combustion and confused events. You hatched the awful time. The obscure bird, glamoured by the livelong night. Some say the earth is feverish, and did shake.
Aye, it was a rough night.
My young remembrance cannot parallel. A bellow to it.
Oh, horror! Oh, horror, horror, horror! Don't know how could not conceive nor name thee.
What's the matter?
Confusion has now made its masterpiece. Most atrocious murder has broke open the Lord's anointed temple and stolen the life of the building.
What did she say, the life?
Me, you, His Majesty.
Approach your chamber and destroy yourself with a new Gorgon. Do not make me speak. See us and speak yourselves. Awake! Awake! Ring the bell! Murder and treason! Malcolm Banco! Ring the bell! Shake off this down and sleep! Death counterfeit and look on death itself! Malcolm Banco, up, and see the great doom's image! Ring the bell!
What's the business that such a hideous trumpet calls to parley the sleepers of our house? Speak. Speak.
Oh, gentle lady, it's not for you to hear one can speak. The repetition in this moment there would murder at the cell. Oh, Banco, our royal master has been murdered.
What, alas, in our house?
Too cool anyway. Get it off. I privy and contradict myself and say it's not so.
If I had died but now before this chance, I had lived a blessed time.
For from this moment there's nothing serious in mortality. All is but toys. Renown and grace is dead. The wine of life is drawn, and the mere lease has left this vault to wrap up.
What is amiss?
You are, and do not know it. The spring, the head, the fountain of your blood is stopped. The very source of it has stopped.
Your royal father has been murdered.
By whom?
Lifted his chamber as it seemed. Their hands and faces were embellished with blood.
So were the daggers, which we found unwiped upon their pillows. They stared and were distracted. No man's life was touched with them.
Oh yes, I do repent me of my fury that I did kill them.
Wherefore did you so?
Who can be wise? Amazed, temperate, furious, loyal and neutral, all in a moment. No man.
The expedition, my violent love, outrun the pauser, reason. Here lay Duncan, their silver skin laced with their golden blood, and their gash stabs looked like a breach in nature for ruin's wasteful entrance. There, the murderers, steeped in the colour of their trade, their daggers unmannily breached with gore.
Who could refrain? That had a heart to love, and in that heart have courage to make love's known. Help me hence home!
To the lady.
But when our naked frailties hid, the suffering exposure, let us meet and discuss this most bloody piece of work no further. Fears and scruples shake us. In the great hand of God I stand and fence of undivulged pretense, to fight of treasonous malice.
And so do I.
So
all.
Let's briefly put on manly readiness to meet in the hall together.
Well contented.
Why do we hold our tongues, that many reclaim this argument for theirs?
What should be spoken here, where our fates, hidden in an auger hole, may rush and seize me? I'll away. Our tears are not yet brewed, nor our strong sorrow upon the foot of motion.
What will you do?
Not consort with them. To show an unfelt sorrow is an office which the false man does easy. I'll to England where I am. This murderous shaft that shot hath not yet lighted, and the safest way is to avoid the aim. Therefore to horse, and let us not be dainty of leave taking, but shift away. There's warrant in that theft which stills itself when there's no mercy left.
I'll go to the world, sir. Now.
Why, see you not?
Is it known who did this more than bloody deed?
Those that Macbeth has slain.
And Master Dave, what good could they pretend?
They were suborned. Malcolm the king's son has stolen away and fled, which puts upon him the suspicion of the deed.
Then 'tis most like the sovereignty before Macbeth.
He is already named and God is going to be infested.
Where's the king's warrior?
Carried to Cornkill, the sacred storehouse of its producers and guardian of their bones.
Will you just go?
No, because tonight is it.
Well, Alton.
And I.
And I.
Bangkok? Well, may you see things well done there. I did. Let's start old work, it's easier than I need.
Farewell, cousin.
Good Benson, though. And those that'll make good or bad. Friends and foes.
I have seen hours dreadful and victory, but this sore night Ah, good father, I see the heavens as troubled by man's act threaten this bloody stage. By the clock, 'tis day, and yet dark night strangles the travelling round.
This night's predominance, all the day's shame. When darkness does face the earth in tomb, when living light should kiss it, 'tis unnatural, even like the deed that's done.
On Tuesday last, a falcon, towering in her pride of place, was by a mousing owl, hawked at and killed. And the king's horses, a thing most strange and serving, beauteous and swift, the minions of their race turned wild in nature, broke out their stalls, contending against obedience as though they would make war with mankind.
'Tis said they eat each other. I've asked it now. King, Cawdor, Glance, all as the mere creatures promised. But I fear thou playedst most foully fought. As it was said, it shall not stand in thy posterity, but as myself should be the root and father of many kings. So if there come truth from them, as upon thee Macbeth their speeches shine. So why are the verities on me made good, and it not be my oracles as well, and set me up in hope? But hush, no more.
It is our chief guest.
If he had been forgotten, it has been as a gap in our great feast and all things unbecoming.
Tonight we hold a solemn supper, sir, and our request your presence.
Does your highness command upon me? My duties are the most indissoluble tie forever knit.
Why due this afternoon?
I am a good lord.
You should have else desired your new advice, which hath been both brave and prosperous in this day's council. It will take tomorrow.
Is it far you ride?
As far, my lord, as to fill up time. Tricks and supper. Go not my horse to battle. I must become a borrower of the night for a dark hour or train.
Fair not our feast.
My lord, I will not.
We hear of our bloody cousins bestowed in England, not confessing their cruel parasite, filling hearings with strange invention.
But of that tomorrow, when therewithal we shall have cause of state, craving and struggling.
Do you return at night?
Goes Flyox with you?
Aye, my good lord. Our time is called upon us.
To be thus is nothing, but to be safely thus. Our fears in Banquo stick deep, and in his royalty of nature reigns that which would be feared.
'Tis much he dares, and to that dauntless temper of his mind, he hath a wisdom that doth guide his valour to act in safety.
There is none but he whose being I do fear, and under him my genius is rebuked, as it is said Mark Antony's was by Caesar. He chid the creatures when first they put the name of king upon me, and bade them speak to him. Then, prophet-like, they held him father to a line of kings, Upon my head they placed a fruitless crown, and put a barren sceptre in my gripe, thence to be wrenched with an unlineal hand, no son of mine succeeding. It be so. For Banquo's issue have I filed my mind. For them the gracious Duncan have I murdered. Put rancors in the vessel of my peace only for them, and mine eternal jewel given to the common enemy of man to make them kings, the seed of Banquo kings. Rather than so, come fate into the list and champion me to the utterance.
Who's there?
We will keep ourselves to supper time alone. Now go inside and stay there till we call. Was it not yesterday we spoke together?
It was, so please your highness.
Well then, now, have you considered of my speeches? Know that it was he, in times past, which held you so under fortune, which you thought had been our innocent self. This I made good to you on our last conference, passed in probation with you, how you were born in hand, how crossed the instruments, who wrought with them, and all things else that might to half a soul into a notion crazed say, thus did Banquo.
You made it known to us.
I did so, and went further, which is now our point of seconding to. Do you find your patience so predominant in your nature that you can let this go? Are you so gospel to pray for this good man and for his issue, whose heavy hand hath bowed you to the grave and beggared yours forever?
We are men, my liege.
Aye, the catalogue ye go for men. As hounds and greyhounds, mongrels, spaniels, water rods and demi-wolves are clept all by the name of dogs. The valued file distinguishes the swift, the slow, the subtle, the housekeeper, the hunter, every one according to the gift which bounteous nature hath enclosed, whereby he does receive particular addition. And so with men. Now, if you have a station in the file, not in the worst rank of man who's saved, and I will put that business in your bosoms, whose execution takes your enemy off, grapples you to the heart and love of us, who wear our health but sickly in his life, which in his death were perfect.
I am one, my liege, whose violent blows and buffets of the world have so incensed that I am reckless of use by the world.
And I another, so weary with fortune and tugged with disaster, that I'd do anything to mend it or be rid of it.
Both of you, no Banquo was your enemy.
True, my
My lord, so he was mine.
So is he mine, and in such bloody distance that every minute of his being thrusts against my nearest of life. And though I could with barefaced power sweep them from my sight and bid my will avouch it, yet I must not. For certain friends who are both his and mine, whose loves I may not rob, but wail his fall who I myself struck down. And thence it is that I to your assistance do make love, masking the business from the common eye for sundry weighty reasons.
You shall, my lord, all you command us.
Through our lives.
Your spirit shine through you. Within this hour at most, I will advise you where to plant yourselves. Acquaint you with the perfect spy, the time, the moment on't, for it must be done tonight. And something from the palace. Always thought that I required this. And with him, to leave no rubs nor botches in the work, Fleance his son, who keeps him company, whose absence is no less material to me than is his father's, must embrace the fate of that dark hour. Resolve yourselves apart, I come to you anon.
We are resolved, my lord.
I call upon you straight, abide within. It is concluded, Banquo, thy soul's flight, if it find heaven, must find out tonight.
Lesser than Macbeth, thou shalt get kings, but thou shalt be kings, but thou be none.
Greater, thou shalt get kings, but thou be none.
Lesser than Macbeth, and greater, thou shalt get kings, but thou be none.
Thou shalt get kings, but thou be none.
Say to the king I would attend her leisure for a few words.
Madam, I have.
Naught's had, all spent. My desire is got without content. 'Tis safer to be that which we destroy, than by destruction dwell in doubtful joy. How now, my lord? Why do you keep alone of the sorriest fancies your companions making? Using those thoughts which indeed should have died with them, they think on. Things without remedy should be without regard. What's done is done.
We've scorched the snake, not killed it. She'll close and be herself, whilst our poor malice remains in danger of her former tooth. But let the frame of things disjoint. Both the worlds suffer ere we will eat our meals in fear and sleep in the affliction of these terrible dreams that shake us nightly. But to be with the dead, whom we, to gain our peace, have sent to peace, than on the torture of the mind to lie in restless ecstasy. Duncan is in their grave. After life's fitful fever, they sleep well. Treason has done his worst. Nor steel, nor poison, malice domestic, foreign levy, nothing can touch them further.
Come on, gentle my lord, sleep over your rugged looks, be bright and jovial among our guests tonight.
So shall I, love, and so I pray be you. Let your remembrance apply to Banquo. Present him eminence both with eye and tongue. Unsafe the while that we must lave our honours in these flattering streams and make our faces visits to our hearts, disguising what they are.
We must leave them.
And full of scorpions is my mind, dear wife. Thou knowest that Banquo and his flails lives.
But in them nature's copy is not eternal.
As comfort yet, they are assailable. Then be thou Jockert. Ere the bat hath flown his cloistered flight, ere the black hecate summons the shard-born beetle with his drowsy hums hath rung night's yawning peal, there shall be done a deed of dreadful note.
What's to be done?
The innocent of the knowledge, dearest Chuck, thou nor the deed. Come, sealing night, scarf up the tender eye of pitiful day, and with thy bloody and invisible hands cancel and tear to pieces that great bond which keeps you hale. Night thickens, and the crow makes wing to the rooky wood. Good things of day begin to droop and drowse, whilst night's black agents to their praise do rouse. Thou marvelst at my words, but hold thee still, things bad begun make strong themselves by ill. So prithee, go with me.
The west yet glimmers with some streaks of day, now gains a timely in, the subject of our watch.
Give us a light there, Hollow!
Hark, I hear them.
Then 'tis he, the rest that are within the note of expectation, already in the court.
All his horses go about.
Usually a mile, as all men do, from hence to the palace gate, make it their walk.
A light. 'Tis he.
Stand to it.
Looks like rain tonight.
Let it come down.
Treachery! Fly, good fleons! Fly! Fly, obey yourself, revenge!
Who did strike out the light?
Was it not the way?
Let's put one down. The sun has fled. We've lost the best half of our affair.
Ladies and gentlemen, there will now be a 15-minute interval. is about to begin. Please take your seats.
You know your own degrees. Sit down at first and last, the hearty welcome.
Ourself will mingle with society and play the humble host. Our hostess keeps her state, but in best time we will require her welcome.
Pronounce it for me, sir. To all our friends, from my heart speaks, they are welcome.
Be large in mirth. None will drink and measure the table round. There's blood on your face.
'Tis banquet there.
'Tis better he with thee without than he within, see dispatched.
Ay, my good lord, when gashed is on his head, leads the death to nature.
Thou art the best of the cutthroats.
That's royal, sir. Leon's has escaped.
Then comes my fit again. I hear thou's been perfect. Whole as the marble, founded as the rock, as broad and general as the casing air, but now I am cabined, cribbed, confined, bound into saucy doubts and fears. The banquet's safe.
Aye.
Thanks for that. Get thee gone, we'll hear ourselves again.
My royal lord, you do not give the cheer. The feast is sold that is not often vouched. While 'tis a making, 'tis given with welcome. To feed were best at home. From thence the source, to meet a ceremony. Meeting the bear without it.
Sweet remembrance, sir. Now, good digestion, wasteful appetite, and health in both. Here have we now our countries on a roof, with the grace person of our banquet present, who may rather challenge for unkindness than pity for mischance.
He's absent, sir. Lays blame upon his promise. Please, your highness, to grace us with your royal company.
Here is please reserved, sir.
Where?
Here, my good lord. What is it that moves, your highness?
Which of you have done this?
What's my good lord?
Thou canst not say I did it. Never shake thy gory locks at me.
Gentlemen, rise. Her highness is not well.
Sit, worthy friends. My lord is often thus, and hath been from her youth. Pray you, keep seat. The
Upon a thought, she will again be well. If much you note her, you shall offend her and extend her passion. Feed and regard her not. Are you a man?
I, and a bold one that dare look on that which might appall the devil.
Oh, proper stuff. This is the very painting of your fear. This is the air-drawn dagger which you said led you to Duncan. Oh, these doors and studs, impostors to true fear, would well become a woman's story at a winter's fire, authorised by her grandam. Shame itself. Why do you make such faces? When all's done, you look but on a stool.
Prithee, see there, behold, look low. How say you? Why, what care I? If thou canst not speak to. If charnel houses in our graves must send those that we bury back, our monument shall be the moors of kites.
What quite unmanned and folly?
If I stand here, I saw him.
Fie for shame.
Blood hath been shed in her. In the olden time, a human statue purged the gentle middle. I, who since two murders have been performed, too terrible for the earth. The times have been that, when the brains were rot, the man would die, and there an end. But now they rise again, with 20 mortal murders on their crowns and push us from our stalls. This is more strange than such a murder is.
My worthy lord, your noble friends do lack you.
I do forget. Do not muse at me, my most worthy friends. I have a strange infirmity which is nothing to those that know me. Come, love and health to all. Then I'll sit down. Give me some wine! Fill full! I drink to the general joy of the whole table, and to our dear friend Banquo, whom we missed. Would he were here. To all and him we thirst, and all to all.
Our duties and the pledge.
Avaunt! And quit thy sight, let the earth hide thee! Thy bones are marrowless, thy blood is cold, thou hast no speculation in those eyes which thou dost glare with.
Think of this, good peers, as but a thing of custom. 'Tis no other, only it was the pleasure of the time.
What man dare, I dare, approach thou like the rugged Russian bear, the armed rhinoceros, or the Hairpin tiger, take any shape but that, and my firm nerve shall never tremble. I'll be alive again. Dare me to the desert with thy sword. If trembling I inhabit then, protest me the baby of a girl. Hence, horrible shadow, unreal mockery, hence! Why, so, being gone, I am a man again. Pray you, sit still.
You have displaced the mirth, broke the good meeting with most admired disorder.
Such things three can overcome us like a summer's cloud without our special wonder. You make me strange, even to the disposition that I owe, when now I think you can behold such sights, and keep the natural rubies of your cheeks when mine is blanched with fear.
What sights, my lord?
Pray you speak not. She grows worse and worse. At once, good night. Stand not upon the order of your going, but go at once.
Good night, and better health.
A kind good night to all.
Blood has been shed. It will have blood, they say. Blood will have blood. Stones have been known to move and trees to speak. Augurs and understood relations have, by maggot pies and troughs and brooks, brought forth the secret man of blood. What is the light?
Almost it was with morning, which is which.
How sayest thou that Macduff denied his person at our great giving?
Did you send to him?
I hear it by the way. But I will send. There's not a one of them, but in his house I keep a servant feed. I will tomorrow, and betimes I will to the weird creatures. More shall they speak, for now I am bent to know by the worst means, the worst. For mine own good, all causes shall give way, eyes in blood. Stepped in so far that should I wait no more, Returning were as tedious as goer. Strange things I have in head that will to hand, which must be acted ere they may be scanned.
You lack the season of all nature's sleep.
Come, bring the will to sleep. My strange and separate use is the initiate thing that once hard use. We are yet but young indeed.
How now, Hagrid? You look angry.
Have I not the reason? Beldamous as you are, saucy and overbold, how did you dare to trade traffic with Macbeth in the riddles and affairs of death? And I, the mistress of your charms, the close contriver of all harms, was never cool to bear my part, or show the glory of our art. And which is worse, all you have done have been for a Hayward son, spiteful and wrathful, who, as others do, love for her own end, not for you. So make amends now. Get you gone. And at the pit of Arkroll meet me in the morning. Thither she will come to know her destiny. Your vessel and your spell provide, your charm and everything beside. As I am for the air, this night I'll spend unto a dismal and fatal end. Great business has been brought anew. Upon the corner of the moon, the hands of vaporous drop a prey found. I'll catch it ere it comes to the ground, and by the distal sleight shall raise such an artificial sprite. She shall spurn fate, scorn death, and bear her hopes above all wisdom, grace and fear. As you all know, security is mortal chief best enemy. Come away, come away. I'm cool. My little spirit see sit in the foggy cloud. And stay from me!
Come, let's make haste. She'll soon be back again.
My former speeches have but hit your thoughts. Only, I say, things have been strangely born. the gracious Duncan was pitied of Macbeth. Marry, he was dead. And the right valiant Banquo walked too late. Whose, you may say, Fields killed. The Fields fled. Men mustn't walk too late.
Who cannot but the thought of how monstrous it was for Malcolm to kill her gracious father? Damned fact, how it did not grieve Macbeth. Did he not straight in a pious rage against the two delinquents, who were thralls of sleep and slaves of drink? Was that not nobly done?
And wisely too. It would anger any heart alive to hear the man deny, for I said God all things well. But peace, the broad world's tyrant's feast, because he failed. Sir, I hear Macduff lives in disgrace. Can you just tell me where he bestows himself?
The daughter of Duncan, from whom this tyrant holds a due of birth, lives in the English court, and is received on most pious Edward. Thither Macduff has gone to pray the Holy King with him above, to ratify his work. We may again give to our table meats, sleep to our nights, free from our feasts and banquets' bloody knives.
I must fly to the court of England and unfold his message ere he come, that swift blessing may soon return to our country under a hand accursed.
Fire burn and cauldron bubble, toil and trouble, fire burn and cauldron bubble, toil and trouble, fire burn and cauldron bubble. Toil and trouble, fire burn, cauldron bubble, fire burn, cauldron bubble.
Oh, well done. I commend you on your pains. Now everyone shall share in the games. And now about the Cawdor sing. Live elves and fairies in the ring, enchanting all that you put in.
By the pricking of my thumb, something wicked this way comes. Open locks, whoever knocks!
How now, you secret black and midnight hags? What is you do?
A deed without a name.
I conjure you, by that which you profess, however you come to know it, even till destruction sicken, answer me.
Speak.
Demand.
Will answer.
Say, if thou would rather hear it from our mouths, or from our masters.
Call them! Let me see them.
Come
high or low, thyself an office deftly show.
Tell me, thou unknown power.
He knows thy thought. Here is speech, but say thou naught.
Macbeth, Macbeth, Macbeth. Beware, Macduff. Beware the famous wife. Dismiss me. Enough.
So thou art for thy good caution thanks. Thou hast heard my fear aright, but one word more.
He will not be commanded. Here is another, more potent than the first.
Macbeth, Macbeth, Macbeth.
Thy 3 years art here thee.
Be bloody bold and resolute. Laugh to scorn the power of man, for none of woman born shall harm Macbeth.
Then live Macduff. What need I fear of thee? But yet I'll make assurance double sure and take the bond of fate. Thou shalt not live, that I may tell pale-hearted fear it lies and sleep in spite of thunder. What is this? That rises like the issue of a king and wears upon his baby brow the rounded top of sovereignty.
Listen, but speak not to it.
Who lie in metal proud and take no care. Who chafes, who threats, whoever spices are, Macbeth shall never be vanquished. Be it till great Burnham Wood, or high Dunsinane Hill shall come against her.
That will never be. Who can impress the forest, bid the tree unfix his earth-bound root? Sweet bodings, good. Rebellion's head rise never till the wood of Berlin rise, and our high-placed Macbeth shall live the lease of nature, pay his breath to time and mortal custom. But my heart throbs to know one thing. Tell me, if your art can tell so much, shall Banquo's issue ever reign in this kingdom?
Seek to know no more.
I will be satisfied. Deny me this, and an eternal curse fall on you. Let me know. Why sinks that cauldron? And what noise is this?
Show. Show.
Show.
Show his eyes and breathe his heart. Come like shadows, so depart.
Thou art too like the spirit of Banquo down. Thy crown does sear mine eyes and thy hair. Thou art the gold-bound brow is like the first. The third is like the former. Filthy hags! Why do you show me this? A fourth. Start, eyes! What will the line stretch out to the crack of doom? Another yet. What's happened? I'll see no more. And yet the eighth appears. Who bears a glass but shows me many more? And some I see the twofold balls and treble scepters carry. Horrible sight! Now I see 'tis true. For the blood-bolted Banquo smiles upon me and points at them for his. What is this, sir? Where are they? Gone! Let this pernicious hour stand I accursed in the calendar. Come in without there. Saw you the weird creatures?
No, my lord.
No, my lord.
Came they not by you?
No, indeed, my lord.
Infected be the air whereon they ride, and damned all those that trust them. I did hear the galloping of horse. Who was came by?
'Tis 2 or 3. They said Macduff has fled to England.
Fled? To England?
Aye, my good lord.
Time. Thou anticipatest my dread exploits. The flighty purpose never is overtook unless the deed go with it. From this moment, the very first things of my heart shall be the first things of my hand. And even now, to crown my thoughts with that be it thought and done. The castle of Macduff I will surprise, seize upon fight, give to the edge of the sword his wife, his babes, and all unfortunate souls that trace him in his line. No boasting like a fool. This deed I'll do before my purpose call. Where are these gentlemen? Come, bring me where they are.
What have you done to make him fight?
You must have patience, madam.
He had none. His flights, his methods. When our actions do not, our feelings do make us traitors.
You know not whether it was his wisdom or his fear.
Wisdom. To leave his wife. To leave his babes. To leave his mansion. To leave his titles. To leave his place. From whence does himself fly? He loves us not. He wants the natural touch for the poor wren. The most diminutive birds will fight her young ones in her nest against the owl. All is fear. Nothing is love. As little as the wisdom. When they fight, so run against it, please.
My dearest cousin, I pray you, school yourself. But for your husband, he is wise, noble, and judicious, and best knows the fixed of the season. Dare I speak much further? But cruel are the times when we are traitors and we do not know ourselves. We hold rumour from what we fear, yet not know what we fear, but float upon a wild and violent sea, each way and move. I shall take my leave, it will not be long, and I'll be here again. Things at worst will cease, or else climb upwards to what they were before. My dearest cousin, blessings upon you.
Forward! They are. And yet, they are fatherless.
I would be so much a fool of ours to stay longer. In my disgrace and your discomfort, I'll take my leave.
Serious? Your father is dead. And what will you do now? How will you live?
As birds do, Mother.
What? With the worms and the flies?
But what I get, and so do they.
Poor birds. There was never fear, the net nor the lamp, the pitfall nor the chip.
Why should I, Mother? Poor birds, they are not set for. My father is not dead for all your sake.
Yes, he's dead. How will they do for a father?
Nay, how will you do for a husband?
Why? I could buy me 20 at any market.
Then you'll buy them to sell again.
Thou speakest with all thy wit, and yet in faith will it never be.
Was my father a traitor, Mother?
I that he was.
What is a traitor?
Why, one that swears and lies.
And be all traitors that do so?
Everyone that is a traitor must be hanged.
And must they all be hanged that swear and lie?
Everyone.
You must hang them.
I, the honest man. Oh, God help me. My poor babies. But how will they do for her? Be not found here hence, with your little ones, heaven preserve you. Whither should I fly? I have done no harm. But I remember now, I'm in this earthly world, but to do harm, it's laudable to do good sometimes. I count it dangerous folly. Why then, alas, do I put up this womanly defence? See, I've done no harm. What are these faces?
Where is your husband?
I hope in no place so sanctified, or such as thou mayest find him.
He's a traitor.
Thou liest, thou shaghead!
What?
No! No! No!
let us seek out some desolate shade, and there weep our sad bosoms empty.
That is why the whole trust the morning through. And a good men stride are dancing on birthday. Each new morn, new windows out, new sorrows strike heaven on the face. As every sound as if it fell with Scotland, and you love like syllable of dollar.
This tyrant whose sole name blisters our tongues was once thought honest. You have loved him well, he hath not touched you yet. I am young, but something you may deserve of him through me, and wisdom to offer up a weak, poor, innocent lamb.
I'm not treacherous.
What Macbeth is, a good and virtuous nature may recoil in an imperial charge, but I shall crave your pardon. That which you are, my thoughts could not transpose. Angels are bright still, though the brightest fell. Though all things foul shall wear the brows of grace, yet grace must still look so.
I have lost my hopes.
Perchance even there, where I did find my doubts, why in that rawness she left your wife and child. Most precious motives, those strong knots of love, without leave taken.
Oh, bleed, bleed, poor country! Where tyranny lay down the grace to show for goodness dare not check thee where thou thee wrongs. The title is a fig. Fare thee well, Lord. I will not be the villain that thou thinkest, for the whole space that's in the tyrant's grasp, as the rich is to boot.
Be not offended. I think our country sinks beneath the yoke. It weeps, it bleeds, and each new day gashes at its her wounds. I think with all lordly hands uplifted in my rights, and here from gracious England have I offer of good thousands.
What in the legions of horrid hell can a devil more damned than evil to talk Macbeth?
I grant him bloody, luxurious, avaricious, false, deceitful, sudden, malicious, smacking of every sin that has a name. There's no bottom, none. In my voluptuousness, your wives, your children, your matrons, and your maids shall not fill up the cistern of my lust. Better Macbeth than such a one to reign.
Boundless intemperance in nature is a tyranny. He has been the untimely emptying of the happy throne, and full of money kings. Yet do not fear to take upon you what is yours. You may convey your pleasures in a spacious plenty, yet seem so cold. We have believed them enough, they cannot view the fortune in you. It devours so money as well to greatness, defining a soul inclined.
With this there grows my most ill-composed affection, such a staunchest avarice that were I king, I shall cut off the nobles of their lands, desire his jewels in this other's house, and my more having would be as a source to make me hunger more.
This avarice sticks deeper, grows with more pernicious views than some esteeming lust. It has been the sword of our slain kings, yet do not fear. Scotland has poison to fill up your will. Of men your own, all these are Portugal and other graces wait.
But I have none. The king becoming graces, as justice, verity, temperance, stableness, bounty, perseverance, mercy, lowliness, devotion, patience, courage, fortitude. I have no relish of them, but abound in the division of each several crime acting in so many ways. Hey, I had power, I should pour the sweet milk of concord onto hell, uproar the universal peace, confound all unity on earth.
Oh, Scotland! Scotland!
If such a one fit to govern speak, I am as I have spoken.
Fit to govern or not to live. O nation miserable with untitled tyrant bloody scepter, when shalt thou see the wholesome days again? Since at the truest issue of that throne stands the curse, and does blaspheme his breed. Thy royal father was the most sainted king. The queen that bore thee oftener died every day she lived. Fare thee well, Lord. Thou evil thou repeatest upon thyself, have banished me from Scotland. On my breast thy hopes end here.
Macduff, this noble passion, child of integrity, hath from my soul wiped the black scruples, reconcile my thoughts to thy good truth and honour. Devilish Macbeth had sought to enhance power, and modest wisdom plucked me from over credulous haste. But God above deal between thee and me, for even now I put myself to thy direction, and unspeak mine own detraction. Here abjure the taints and blade I laid upon myself. What I am truly is thine, my poor country's within to command. Before thy approach great England with 10,000 warlike men already at a point was setting forth. Now we're together. Why are you silent?
Such welcome and unwelcome things this hard. It's hard to reconcile at once. See who comes in.
My countryman, yet I know him not.
Oh, my ever-gentle cousin, welcome hither.
I know him now. Good God be time to remove the means that make us strangers.
Sir, amen.
Stand Scotland where it did.
Alas, poor country, almost afraid to know itself. It cannot be called our mother, but our grave, where nothing but who knows nothing is once seen to smile, and groans and shrieks and sighs that rend the air are made. not marked, and a violent sorrow seems a modern ecstasy. And a dead man's knell is scarce asked for who, and good men's lives expire before the flower in their caps, dying, or are they sicken?
Our relation too nice and yet too true.
What's the nearest grief?
That hour doth his speaker, each minute teems anew.
How does my wife?
Why well?
Are my children?
Well cheer.
The tyrant has no buttons at their peace.
They were well at peace when I did leave you.
You know my speech, how goes it?
When I came hither to transport the tidings that I had heavily borne, there ran a rumour that many worthy fellows were taking arms to witness. I witnessed it rather, for I've seen the tyrant's power afoot. Now is the time for help. Your eye in Scotland would help create soldiers, make our women fight to doff their dire distresses.
Merciful heaven, give sorrow words the grief that does not speak and bids it break.
What concern they?
I have words that we hammer in the desert air where hearing them should not latch them.
If they be mine, keep it not firmly quickly, let me have it.
Your castle was surprised. Your wife and babes savagely slaughtered to relate the manner on these murdered deer.
I guess that's it.
Be it their comfort, we are coming thither. England has lent us 10,000 men, older and better soldier, none that Christendom gives out.
He has no children! Did you say all? Oh hell, guys, all! Well, all my pretty chickens and their little dove at one fell swoop!
Dispute it like a man.
Oh, I shall do so, but I must also feel it as a man. I cannot remember such things that were so precious to me. Did heaven look on and would not take on their part? Sent for Macduff, they were all struck for thee, not that I am, not for their own demerits, but for mine. Fell swords on their soul, heaven rest him now.
Be this the whetstone of your sword, that grief convert to anger, blood.
Oh, I could play the woman with my eyes and break her with my own tongue. But gentle heaven cut short all intermission, front to bring down this fearful Scotland on myself. Fell swords on their soul, heaven rest them now.
Our power is ready. Our lack is nothing but our leave. Macbeth is ripe for shaking, and the powers above put on their instruments. Receive what cheer you may, the night is long that never finds the day.
I have 2 nights watch with you and yet can perceive no truth in your report.
When was it she last walked?
Since Her Majesty went into the field, I've seen her rise from her bed, throw upon her nightgown, unlock her closet, take forth paper, fold it, write upon it, read it, and afterwards seal it, and again return to bed, yet all while in the most fast asleep.
A great perturbation in nature, to both do the effects of sleep and receive the benefit of watching.
In this slumbery agitation, besides walking and other actual practices, what at any time have you heard her say?
That, sir, which I not report after her,
You meet to me, and 'tis most meet you should.
neither to you nor anyone, having no witness to confirm my speech. Lo, you, this is her very guise, and upon my life, fast asleep. Observe her, stand close.
How came she by that light?
Why, I stood by her. She has a light by her continually. Tis her command.
You see her eyes are open.
Aye, but her senses shut.
What is it she does now? Look, how she rubs her hands.
It is a custom action with her. See thus washing her hands. I have known it continuous for a quarter of an hour.
Yet here's a spot.
Hark, she speaks.
I will set down all will come from her, to satisfy my remembrance the more strongly.
Out, damn spot. Out, I say. 1, 2. Why then 'tis time to do it. Hear this man. Fie, my lord, fie! A soldier and a feared? What needs we fear who knows it, when none can call our powers to account? Yet who'd have thought the old man to have had so much blood in him?
Do you mark that?
Same as I've had one. Where is she? What, will these hands never be clean? No more of that, my lord, no more of that. You mar all with your starting.
Go to. You know what you should not.
She has spoken what she should have not. I am sure of that. Heaven knows what she has known.
Yet here's the smell of blood still. All the perfumes of Arabia not sweet at this little hand.
What a sigh is there? The heart is sorely charged.
I will not have such a heart, mother, to the dignity of the whole body.
Well.
Pray God it be, sir.
This disease is beyond my practice, though I have known those that have walked in their slumber who have died holily in their beds.
Wash your hands. Put on your nightgown. Look not so pale. I tell you yet again, Banquo is buried. He cannot come out on's grave.
Even so.
I hear a knocking. Come, give me your hand.
Is she going out to bed?
Directly.
Foul whisperings are abroad.
Unnatural deeds do breed unnatural troubles.
Infected minds their death pillows will discharge their secrets.
One needs you divine and a physician.
God help us all.
Look after her. Remove from her means of all annoyance and still keep eyes upon her.
So, good night.
My mind she is mated and amazed my sight.
I think, but dare not speak.
Good night, good doctor.
To bed. To bed. Stand cannot be undone. To bed.
The English power sent by Malcolm, her uncle Seward, and the good Macduff. Revenge is burning them to the bleeding, and the criminal arm excite the mortified man.
Near Burnham Wood, shall we meet them? That way are they coming.
With many unrough youths that protest their first of manhood.
Does the tyrant?
Great Dunsinane, she strongly fortifies. Some say she's mad. Others are less hated to call it valiant fury. But, for certain, she cannot buckle her distempered cause within the belts of rule.
Now, does she feel her secret murders sticking upon her hands? Those she commands move only in command, nothing in love.
Who then shall blame? Her pestilential recoil itself does condemn itself for being there.
Well, march we on, to keep her obedient to what is truly owed. Meet we the medicine of the sickly wheel, and with her pour we in our country's purge, each drop of us.
Or so much as it needs, to dew the sovereign flower and drown the weeds.
Bring me no more reports. Let them fly all. Till Burnham Wood removed to Dunsinane, I cannot hate with fear. What's with Malcolm? Was she not born of woman? The spirits that know all mortal consequences have pronounced me thus. Fear not, Macbeth. No man that's born of woman shall ever have power upon thee. Then fly, false thanes, and mingle with the English epicures. The mind I sway by and the heart I bear shall never sag with doubt nor shake with fear. The devil damn thee black, thou cream-faced loon. Where gotst thou that goose look?
There is 10,000
Geese! Villain!
soldiers, my liege.
Go prick thy face and overread thy fear, thou lily-livered boy. What soldiers, Patch? Death of thy soul. Those linen cheeks of thine are counsellors to fear. What soldiers, Wayface?
The English force, so please it, your highness.
Take thy face hence. Lennox! I am sick at heart when I behold. Lennox, I say! This push will cheer me ever or deceive me now. I have lived long enough. My way of life is fallen into the sere, the yellow leaf, and that which should accompany old age, as honour, love, troops of friends, obedience, I must not look to have, but in their stead, curses, not loud but deep, mouth honour, breath, which the poor heart would fain deny and dare not. Lennox!
What is your gracious pleasure?
What news more?
All is confirmed, which was reported.
I will fight till from my bones my flesh be hacked. Give me mine armour.
'Tis not needed
I
yet.
put it on! Send out more horses. Scare the country round, hang those that talk of fear. Come, put mine armour on. How does your patient, doctor?
Not so sick, my lord, but thick coming fancies keep her from her rest.
Cure her of that. Canst thou not minister to a mind diseased? Pluck from the memory a rooted sorrow. Raise out the written trouble of the brain, and with some sweet, oblivious antidote, cleanse the stuffed bosom of that perilous stuff that weighs upon the heart.
Therein the patient must minister to herself.
Throw physic to the dogs, are none of it. Come, put mine armour on! Give me my staff! Doctor, the faint fly from me. Come, sir, dispatch. If thou couldst, doctor, cast the water of my land, find her disease, and purge it to a sound and pristine health, I would applaud thee to the very echo that should applaud again. Pull it off, I say! What rhubarb, slime, or what purgative drug would scour these English heads? Hearest thou of them?
Yes, my good lord. Your royal preparation makes us hear something.
Bring it after me. I will not be afraid of death and bane, till Burnham Forest you come to Dunsinane.
Were I from Dunsinane away and clear, profit again should hardly draw me here.
Cousins, I hope the days are near at hand that Chambers will be safe.
You can't tell nothing.
What wood is this before us?
The wood is burning.
Hereby shall we shatter the numbers of our host and make discovery ere and report of us.
We learn no other, but the confident tyrant sits still in Dunsinane and endure our setting down before it.
'Tis his main hope, where there is advantage to be given, both more and less of giving him the revolt, but none serve him with constrained kings whose hearts are absent too.
Let our just and shears attend the true event, as we put on our industrious soldiership.
The time approaches. Thou wilt with due decision make us know what we shall say we have and what we owe.
Thoughts speculative their unto your hopes relate, and certain issue strokes must arbitrate.
Towards which advance the war.
Yet here's a spot. Outstand spot. Outstand spot.
Hang out our banners on the outward walls.
Outstand spot.
To cries till they come. Our castle's strength will laugh the siege to scorn.
Outstand spot.
Here let them lie till famine and the ague eat them up.
Outstand spot.
Were they not forced with those that should be ours, we might have met them dareful.
Outstand spot.
Beard to beard and beat them backward home.
Come away, come
The times have been my senses would have cooled to hear a thy shriek, and my fell of hair would at a dismal treaties rouse and stir as life were end. I have supped full with horrors. Diness, familiar to my slaughterous thoughts, cannot once start me.
I come.
Wherefore was that cry?
The Queen, my lord, is dead.
She should have died hereafter. There would have been a time for such a word. Tomorrow and tomorrow and tomorrow creeps in this petty pace from day to day to the last syllable of recorded time. And all our yesterdays have lighted fools away to dusty death. Out! Out, brief candle! Life's but a walking shadow. A poor player who struts and frets his hour upon the stage and then is heard no more. It is a tale told by an idiot, full of sound and fury, signifying nothing. Now comes to use thy tongue, thy story quickly.
Gracious my lord, I should report what I saw but know not how to do it.
Oh, say, sir.
As I took watch upon the hill, I looked toward the wood of Burnham, and anon methought it began to move.
Liar and fiend!
Let me enjoy your wrath if it be not so, but I say in that 3 mile way is a moving grove.
If thou speakst false, upon the next tree shalt thou hang alive till famine cling thee. If thy speech be sooth, I care not if thou dost for me as much. I pull in resolution. I begin to doubt the equivocation of the fiend that lies like tree.
Now near enough throw down and show like those who are.
Let us see the tyrant's power tonight. Let us be beaten if we cannot fight.
Make all our trumpets speak. Give them all breath. Those clamorous harbingers of blood and death.
Fear not, till Burnham wood do move to Dunsinane. And now a wood moves toward Dunsinane.
Arm! Arm and out! If this which he avouches does appear, there is no flying hence nor tarrying here. I gin to be aweary of the sun, and wish the estate of the world were now undone. Ring the alarm bell! Blow wind! Come rack! At least we'll die with harness on our back. They've tied me to a stake. I cannot fly, but bear-like, I must fight the course.
What is thy name?
Thou be afraid to hear it.
No, thou hast a name that is in hell.
That way the noise is. Tyrant, show thy face if thou be slain was no ghost of mine. My wife and children's ghosts will haunt me still, whose wretched curse I desire was mine. Either thou Macbeth, or else my sword I sheath again undeeded, that thou shouldest be this great clatter, one of greatest notes seem bruited. Let me find them fortune and more, I beg not.
This way, my lord! The castle gently rendered! The Danes do bravely in the war, and the Tyrant's people do fight on both sides. The day itself always professes yours, and little is to do.
We have met with foes that strike beside us.
Enter, sir! The castle!
Why should I play the Roman fool and die on mine own sword? What I see lives, the gashes do better upon them.
Turn, hellhound! Turn!
Of all men else I have avoided thee. But get thee back, my soul is too much charged with blood of thine already.
I have no words. My voice is on my sword.
Thou losest labour. As easy mayst thou the entrenched head with thy keen sword and presses make me bleed. Let thy keen blade fall on vulnerable crest. I bear a charmed life, which must not yield to one of woman born.
Dispels the charm, and let the angel who down still herself tells thee Macbeth was from his mother's womb untimely ripped.
Accursed be the tongue that tells me so, for it hath cowed my better part of man. And be these struggling fiends no more believed, that palter with us in a double sense, that keep the word of promise to our ear and break it to our hope, I'll not fight with
Then yield thee, coward, and live to be the show I gave other time. We have thee as a rare monster, painted the poor and under it, it may see the tyrant. Hail, King! For so the hour, behold, where stands the usurper's head. The time is free. We have these our kindred's foes, whose salutation speaks in their minds, whose voices at desire are loud as mine. Hail, King of Scotland!
Hail, King of Scotland!
I will not yield to kiss the ground before young Malcolm's feet, and to be baited with the rebel's curse. Lay on Macduff, and damn be him the first prize holds! Enough!
We shall not spend a large expense of time before we reckon with your several loves. My thanes and kinsmen henceforth be ours. Call home our exiled friends abroad who fled the snare of watchful tyranny. This butcher and her fiend-like queen who as 'tis fought with self and violent hands took off her life. So thanks to all, and to all at one, who has come to see us crowned with scope.
When shall we three meet again? In thunder, lightning, or in rain? When the hurly-burly's done, and the battle's lost and won.
That will be ere the set of sun. Where the place?
Upon the heath, there to meet Macbeth.
Anon. Fair is foul and foul is fair, hover through the fog and filthy air. Anon.